Welcome to Compai's Expat channel. I'm Compai. I am Sosua's voice of reason. Guys, let me give you my review of Operation Atlantico. It's been a little over 6 months now. So let me give you what I think is the good and the bad, and overall, has it been good for Sosua? Well, let's start with that question. Has it been good for Sosua? And it depends on who you ask. Some people will say it's the absolute worst thing, other than shutting the town down, the worst thing that ever happened to Sosua. Guys, I get it. Other people are saying it's the best thing that happened to Sosua for a very long time. I get that side of the coin as well. So guys, where does the truth end and the lie begin? It all depends on your personal opinion. You got content creators saying we're in a police state. You got content creators saying roll up the sidewalks if they're not flooded because the town's done. Well, we've been through the low season. We've been through the fall. Now we're almost out of the high season. So what is the overall opinion? Well, here's mine. I think the people that had a good high season are the ones that didn't cater to just one market. If you run a business like mine,
there's a lot of places to rent in Sosua. If you're looking for peaceful, affordable, and tranquil, look at Casa de Compai, Sosua's hidden gem. When you're ready to reserve at Casa de Compai, my contact information is in the description down below.
I rent to anybody that pays me, provided they follow my rules and regulations. What does that mean? That means as long as you're a decent person and you respect the people around you, I don't care if you have a date over. I don't care if you're a retired Canadian couple. I don't care if you're a digital nomad. I don't care if you're a single female. That's why I have the level of success I have, because I cater to everybody. Good product, fair price, the best service I can get, and to be consistent and always improve. But if you don't do that and you cater just to one demographic, with one market, with one purpose down here, your business is hurting. You've lost money. My example for that is Rumba's. Rumba's is not doing good for a lot of different reasons. So, high season has been great for some. It's been horrible for others. Now, people say, John, they're trying to make it a family town. Has it worked? I've noticed a lot more families down here than I've seen in a long, long time. Now, let me give you guys some background. Back in the day before COVID, we had families here all the time. It's always been a party town. It's always been the pay-for-play town, but it was mixed. It was different. I'm seeing Sosua going back to what it was like 9, 10, 11, 12 years ago, which I think is a positive. I think Sosua went too far into the pay-for-play, put us in a bad light, and now we're coming out of that. It doesn't sit well with a lot of people, but guys, it's happening. So is it working? The change that the authorities are trying to put in, yeah, it's actually working, because they're getting the couples that they want, but they're not American couples. There's the difference. They're European and Canadian. You want the American dollar down here because it's the strongest currency. You're not going to see the American families come down here. You're not going to see it. I've talked about it in my other videos. The traffic's too crazy. It's too dirty. And the Americans, they're not ready for this as families. And they just have too many other options for Americans. So yes, you're seeing more families. Yes, you're seeing a change in Sosua, but I don't think it's hit the level that the authorities want it. So it's a change, but not completely. Has the overall appearance of downtown changed? Yes, it has. And I think it's changed in a positive way. You don't see as many girls wearing skin-tight clothing that gets sucked up in certain parts of the body that it shouldn't be. Overall, it's not as, the pay-for-play isn't as in your face. It's not as obnoxious as it was in years past, which I think is a good thing. Is it still here? Yes. Guys, and let me say this as easy as I can without being offensive. If you cannot find a date in Sosua, you're the problem, because nothing's changed. It's just not sitting around in the same bars that you're accustomed to, but everything is still here. So, what about the party? Let's just get into that. Guys, the beach is hopping. Even though they're still they're in the transformation of the beach is fun. I'm on the beach all the time. I'm seeing plenty of opportunities for a date. I'm seeing tons and tons of families walking past me with their kids coming out of the ocean. You can see they were swimming. They got their boogie boards. They're doing what you should be doing in a beach town. It's refreshing to see that. I'm happy to see that, because we need everybody to come to Sosua, not just one market. And I think Sosua has turned that corner, and I think it's going to get better, not because they're doing a good job on the beach, not because they've done a good job at cleaning up. I still think as expensive as Sosua has become, it's still one of the cheaper options out there, and I think that has a lot to do with it. Plus, I think you're having a lot of couples who've retired down here, and you're seeing grandkids come visit grandmom and grandpa. That's what I think you're seeing a lot of, and I think that's wonderful. I still think downtown Sosua has a long, long way to go. I think it's pointed in the right direction. But with that being said, we don't want to alienate the guys who come down here for the pay-for-play. It's still here. I think it's gotten better. Because why? The party's gotten better. You got Classico back open. And guys, I'm not a Classico guy. You're probably not going to see me in there unless I'm going there, somebody drags me there. It's just too loud. It's just not what I do. But I've been in there when it was closed because I know the bouncers. And wow, stunning, top notch. It is absolutely beautiful. And guys, remember, when I used to go to Classico 16 years ago, it doesn't look anything like it now. The mayor's done a great job. Willie, thumbs up to you, brother. Thank you for getting that open. It benefits everybody. It benefits the whole town, because I said it a lot in my other videos. Sosua just wasn't fun anymore. There was, you could go out, but you really couldn't go out. My big thing in Sosua is you need places to dance like we used to do in the past. There's no place to really dance bachata, merengue, salsa, compa. We used to do that back in the day. That's how I fell in love with Sosua. But Sosua changes, and guess what? So is this old guy. I'm not the same guy I was 16 years ago either, so it's all good. So the party's still here. It may not be as you remember it, but guys, it's still here. Trust me. I got guys staying in Casa de Compai, and they have their dates all the time because they're sitting at my bar with their dates, so I know what's going on. I touched base on the pay-for-play situation with the dates. They're still here. If you know how to navigate, everything just is just not in your face, which I think is a good thing. So the other thing that's getting a lot of attention is people are calling it a police state. Oh, it's a police state. Police are everywhere. These guys are just hanging out on a corner. Guess who they're talking to? The chicas. Guess whose numbers they have? The chicas. What have I seen the police do? I've seen the police help people in wheelchairs get down the street. I've seen them stop traffic so couples with children can cross the street. Awesome, guys. Keep that up. I'm happy to see that. I'm seeing them doing what police forces should do. I see a bunch of young guys that are like bored out of their mind. That's pretty much what I see. I don't see them bothering people. I don't see them bothering the girls. I'm seeing more normal girls walking up and down the street in Sosua that I haven't seen since pre-COVID. So there's definitely a change that has taken place, and it's a mental change. I think it's very positive. You're seeing a lot of, like I said, a lot of normal girls walking. So for that to happen with all the videos we've seen of girls getting arrested and things like that, the girls who are walking now don't have that fear. They're not worried about it. Now, am I going to say you're not going to see any more of them videos? No, it could happen tomorrow. But most of the time, us gringos, we don't know the backstory. Because Sosua is a small town. People know who's who. My female employees, they don't get bothered. They're walking up and down the street all the time. They're going to the beach. They're going to the gym. Nobody bothers them. The police don't bother them. They're normal girls. So it's not a police state, even though certain people are trying to push that narrative. It's not to the point that's being pushed. So guys, I'm happy the way things are going. Casa de Compai is doing well. Thank you to everybody who's rented last year in Casa de Compai and the high season as well. I appreciate your business. Thank you so much. So guys, Sosua, as much as Sosua changes, it stays the same. Come on down, have a good vacation. Don't believe all the hyper negativity. It's gotten better. Is it as good as it used to be as far as the party? No, and I don't think it's ever going to get to that point again. But if you're a guy that has a little bit of game, who knows what he's looking for, knows how to navigate social media, it's never been better. And it's never been better for the people who want to come down and have a nice, calm, relaxing vacation, because certain things are not in your face like it was before. It's still here. It's still, if you want to find it, it's there. If you know what bars to go to, it's still in your face. It's just not as widespread. So guys, with that being said, take this video with a grain of salt, and always remember, keep private personal and personal private. Peace out.